Hey, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Manu and this is Max. And after 2 years away from YouTube, after we documented our life on a sailboat, we're finally back. And while living on a sailboat was so fulfilling, we had to go back to the 9 to 5. But now we get to be in this beautiful place in the north of France, which is also one of our big dreams. We got here because we decided that after almost 5 years living far from family and friends and missing out on important family moments, it was time to go back to Europe to be closer to our community. And it's been the absolute best to share this place with everyone we love. But the dream here is to have a garden, which is done, adopt different animals, maybe create a pond from our natural stream, learn to make our own cider, and renovate and remodel certain parts of the house. But we don't know half of the things we're doing because this is all very new. And yeah, traveling is always going to be a big part of our lives, but we wanted to create this place to come back to and to not miss the important moments of our dearest friends and family. I was kind of worried that starting this channel again would have no purpose since our life on a boat is over. But you know what? Filming makes me happy and some of you guys are interested in this life we're building. So I'm gonna post and whoever wants to watch gets a glimpse into our life. So welcome or welcome back and thank you for watching.
So we noticed that there are a bunch of dead trees, or in this case fallen branches around the property, so we're going to do a bit of cleaning up and collecting the firewood for winter. It's also good to clean up things like this because it can transmit diseases up into the tree. So we're going to do a little TLC, or tender loving care.
You should cut it off. Even though it still has pears, the broken connection means it won't survive, and leaving it on the ground invites pests and diseases into the tree.
Okay, we're going to cut it. So we got this van. That's not a 4x4. I think most construction and farm workers will swear by the white van, at least here in Europe.
I don't like this van, but it's okay. It's practical.
So these Japanese gloves, I think I've talked about them before, but they are Japanese oyster fisherman gloves that I picked up just in our local quincaillerie, which is like a small shop. What is it? Like a tool shop? And they're one of my, will buy in the future again when these ones die. I don't know what the brand is. So this is a little chainsaw I picked up at the local Home Depot-esque kind of store we have here. It was only 120 bucks. She's not the biggest, so she's quite small, but I think for cutting these small things and eventually getting up there, should be fine. So I'm going to be starting at the bottom and cutting small pieces off so that eventually I can cut up until I get to the biggest piece. I just don't want to cut that off and not have any control of where that's going to fall while I'm on a ladder. So I think I'm going to basically do the safest thing, cut pieces off piece by piece while it's still attached, and then eventually get up there, and then it'll just be one piece that will just come off. Safety, always. Hey, buddy. So basically trimmed. So now I can cleanly start cutting my way up the tree. Like I said before, I just don't want to cut it all at once and let the whole thing tumble because I don't have any control. Maybe if I was maybe a more professional woodsman, I'd be able to do that. But I think slowly cutting each piece off, going up maybe, you know, a foot longs should be the way to do it. So.
I'm here helping too now. I'm gonna hold the ladder so that he doesn't fall. Not a fan of the chainsaw.
I love it. It's
feel
my
like-
favorite thing.
Oh my god, I have dust all over.
Yeah, watch out for spiders.
Spiders?
Yeah.
I'm not really afraid of the spiders.
No, they
here.
bite. The wood spider, it really hurts. So I cut the tree up and now I want to measure this old boy. Or girl. This is a Danish, made in Denmark in the 70s. So we can trust the Danish, any Scandinavian country when it comes to, what are they called?
Please try again.
Wood burning stoves. So I want to be precise. I want to make sure that the pieces I'm cutting will fit snugly in there. So let's have a look. So touching there is about 40. And then if we go this way, it's about 30, you see? So in winter, well, in this place, everything but summer, we use the poêle à bois because we have so much wood. Technically, we have a lot of trees on our property. We have to cut the wood. But we have oil heaters, and the oil is becoming so expensive right now that it's just easier and cheaper to cut wood. If you sit down here in winter, cozy, got this burning, you can have it open, roaring. It's something else. You read a little book, cozy by it, and you can actually cook on it too, which we've never done. But I think we can bake some bread. Maybe that would be a little fun thing to do this winter. So yeah, let's get back out there and get back to it. Just measure quickly. 14, 21, 28.
I'm gonna go get the measuring
Why?
tape. This is like so tedious.
No, it's not. 30, 28
It
plus.
is. You're gonna do that every time?
Yeah, 35. But yeah, so it's about 40 actually. We do need to cut this. Just to be safe.
I'm gonna go get the measuring tape.
Babes, no, it works.
55.
Yeah, so we're gonna cut them in half. It smells good, the pear tree. Oh, that smells good.
What does it smell like?
What?
Smells like, yeah, it smells like tree.
Yeah, but it smells good.
I thought it might smell like pear or something. Got excited there.
So right now we're putting a cut pile and a non-cut pile. The cut pile, I'm just gonna make everything, get ready, and then cut it, and we're gonna put everything in the van. Right now, Manu's trimming twigs, which is a hyper efficient way.
Stop.
Look at my Thor's hammer.
Your what?
Thor's hammer.
Your what?
Thor's hammer.
Oh, Thor's hammer. 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 Hammer, hammer,
What?
hammer, hammer.
Look at that, guys. I'm Wood Thor. You shall not pass. Oh, that's Gandalf. Not Wood Thor. Do you not think that's so cool?
Yeah.
Back in the day, you get a battle like this. Hammer! Hammer! It's hammer time. Oh, that's what I should have said.
Now, I heard that you don't want to cut trees during the summer because this is when all their sap really develops and they're super moist. So we're just going to be cutting dead trees. Dead trees, no sap, no moisture, and we're going to store them and let them dry so that by the winter or next winter, they'll be ready to heat us up. I don't want to be doing this anymore.
Ready? It's almost done. Wow, blackberries everywhere, babes.
Really?
Yeah. Just gonna have a quick snack.
I just want to show how little,
Oh my God, there's so many.
show his work. We said no leaves, and yet he's putting our pile full of leaves. This is Max's not perfectionate type B personality, matched with my personality.
Babes,
What?
so many.
Here he is, talking about blackberries. Great!
So we've kind of cleaned up most of it. We just got some bigger pieces of wood. Remember that 40 centimeters. So we're gonna basically cut everything down to size. Easier to do with the chainsaw than Skylark.
No, it's not.
Swifts.
They don't nest like that. Logan. Doing it in your flip-flops.
Yeah, so I've been doing this in flip-flops. Probably not the safest thing to do.
Safety, always.
Probably the safest thing to do, but my heroes from down south in Louisiana are always in flip-flops. So you gotta do professional, gotta do correct. Shout out to my boys. Ah, spider. Ah.
That's what you get for being in flip-flops.
The next stage of cutting down this tree and storing it, we're gonna put all this into the van, drive it back, and store it. And then we'll go find another tree, because this is just not enough. I think we can drive around here, down here, and see what's over there.
Yeah.
So, never really knew what I was meant to do with this knife. I think it's mainly for like cutting tea, but here we have a new technique that I saw on YouTube. Oh, maybe not. Hey, just easy way to carry that. Easy. All right, get me one of putting one in there, okay?
Yeah, okay, boss.
And action.
Wow, this is effective. C'est effectif, ça.
Being like that.
It's not a lot of wood, is there? So this knife actually has a funny story. It's my brother's who went to Sri Lanka when he was 14, volunteered in like a school there, and he stayed in a tea farm. And he basically came home with maybe 10 different random blades that were like homemade by these Sri Lankan people. And they just sat in his room for the longest time until I decided I'm gonna be out here. I might as well take some of these machetes and weird curved sickle blades. Finally put a use to it. It's probably been, what, 15, 16 years just sitting in a room. You know, sometimes you just gotta take life slow. Call someone you love. Put the phone down. Sit outside and listen to a bird. Take a walk around your block. Go to your local park and sit on a bench. This is our first hole. This is one branch. We're gonna go dump this off and go find ourselves another tree. So this is where we store all our wood in summer and winter. As you can see, we have a bit of wood here left over from last year, and we also cut some oak that fell down a bit earlier this year. But I don't know if you think that's enough wood for a whole winter. I mean, we burn maybe 5 or 6 of these pieces every day. So we want to at least double this by the time autumn and winter come around. So good? All right. So you can kind of see that this stuff needs to dry out. Although it was dead for maybe a week, it's still pretty moist in there. And these kind of ones we can stack up.
Just don't understand.
What?
No, nothing.
You understand?
No, I do understand. I like when I like rows.
I know,
It's
but
just a pile of wood.
I know, because the problem is it's all different cuts, all different sizes. Like, it's really nice to have rows when they're all exactly the same, you know? But like, we have huge ones back there, which will take so long to dry, so they're at the bottom. And then we have like all different sizes. I tried doing rows, you see?
Yeah.
But it's different types.
Yeah.
I really tried to do rows.
See how wet that is?
That's all the sap.
It's all the sap.
Ow.
But you're not putting them as low down as possible. This one's not low down.
So So this big pile here is last year's wood. I think this tree was cut down maybe last spring. So it should be dry by now. I mean, you can see it's starting to crack. So I'm gonna give it a go with the old axe. If that doesn't work, we have to call our neighbor, the farmer, who leaves his cows here. And he will let us borrow his splitter. But right now, I'm gonna see if my strength will be able to do it.
Still in flip-flops.
Oh my God, it's heavy. Look at that. Okay, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to properly split wood because I was doing it completely wrong before. So it's about standing axe length away and you grab it up and you spread stance so you can't hit into your shins. And then when you're behind, all the way down, we're just gonna go down like this. This is a really big piece of wood. It might need a few hits.
I think you're better off waiting for his splitter.
Yeah, maybe. We could try something a bit smaller. I don't want to leave without actually splitting some wood. There we go. Do we have time to go look for another tree?
Yeah.
Then. So I'm gonna go a bit of road here.
So we don't have a 4x4, but luckily it's been super dry for the last 2 months. So we can use our 2-wheel drive on here.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
Logan's afraid of certain areas of the property. And he wants to stay away. He actually is gonna go home. Logan, it's okay, come. So what's the tree you were thinking?
So this tree right here, see it's the dead tree and it's just hanging up there. So you need to cut down and I'm gonna let it fall. Yeah, so I'm just thinking where I'm gonna cut because it's quite wide at the base, but up here it's quite narrow.
I think get it as low as possible.
Yeah, but it's quite hard because it's quite thick and there's a chain there, you know?
Did you research how to cut a tree?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Well, you have to cut like a wedge where you want it to fall. So I want it to fall kind of that way.
Now you have to cut it down the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Fun. You gotta be careful, be ready to move in case.
Yeah. What happened?
I cut the metal. There's a wire.
On the tree?
Huh?
On the tree?
There's metal behind the tree, but I think I cut through it. Don't run under the tree, babes.
Where's the metal?
Behind, see I cut through the metal wiring.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can push it down now. Okay, first time I cut a tree down, didn't go exactly as planned. It didn't fall down as I wanted to. It kind of got stuck at the base. I know that's a dangerous thing when you have to push the tree because it could just fall any direction, but it still fell in the direction I wanted it to. It's just that we got stuck on another tree. Come have a look. Go take it for the vines. So we're gonna do the smart way today. I mean, back in the past, I cut randomly and ended up with pieces way too big for our fireplace. So this time we're gonna do 30 centimeters, be really strict with it. And hopefully we'll have perfect pieces to put into the wood fire stove.
Okay. There's something about the smell of, what is this called?
Sharpie.
A Sharpie, un feutre. So nostalgic, I love it. Good. Max is gonna stack them in the car, and I'm gonna measure these to cut up.
One of the great things about this already dead tree is that perfect size and already fully dried out. So this is pretty much ready for this winter. The wood takes a while to cure, so sometimes you have to wait 2 years for it to fully dry out.
Oh, good boy, Logs. Is that your stick? No, no, Aus. Logan, I can throw it for you. Hey. Good boy. Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. Should be wearing air protection.
But at least this time he has shoes on and not flip-flops like yesterday. We've entered the second stage of getting our wood prepared for winter. We stacked yesterday and we're stacking some more today.
Stacking more today. This stuff's going at the top because this is
Yeah, dry.
this is nice and dry, so this stuff we want to burn ASAP Roki. So, one thing we have grown a lot of is cucumbers, because I like cucumbers. I told Manu that when we first started planting stuff that I wanted to buy cucumbers, and then we went to the shop and we made a mistake because I bought 6 plants and she had bought 6 plants.
And I planted seeds too.
And then she planted seeds. So we're ending up with, this is maybe from 5 or 6 days.
It's 4 days.
4 days. So pretty good harvest. And today we just have too many. We're giving some away, but we're gonna basically be pickling.
Pickling.
Well, fermenting. We're gonna do 50% pickling, 50% fermenting.
Yeah, what is the difference?
Pickling is with vinegar. Fermenting is like over time letting the sugars dissolve.
More probiotics, I guess.
It's meant to be healthier.
We watched a video on YouTube. I love her. She taught me how to make bread. She's called Clean Food Living, so we're following her video. I'm gonna go get some fennel flour. I'll be right back. The leaves. Should we just watch the whole video? It will be informative.
I know how to do it.
Recipe. The overall salt to water ratio is 2.
Okay, so she told us that we have to weigh down our cucumbers or else they'll float. And you can do that with a rock. So we went to go get a rock. We have to wash it and boil it to disinfect it, to sterilize it. So that's what Max is doing now.
I mean, look at that. Holy. Tell me that's not a pickling cucumber.
Something else she said is to cut off this bit where the flower grew because it has enzymes that will make them soft if not removed during their fermentation. So if you want a crispy, crunchy pickle, you remove that little butt.
So here's one of our jars. We're gonna load it up with pickles.
She said the bay leaves have tannin and so it helps preserve the crunch as well.
Helps preserve the crunch.
Okay, and while we're in this cooking frenzy, I'm going to try what I've always wanted to try, and that's cured eggs. I've never done it. Might as well do it now that we're in this experimental phase of cooking. Yeah, let's go. Can't wait. Film wrapped, and this goes in the fridge for 7 days apparently.
Oh fuck, we never picked plums from that tree.
Good?
These are different. What are these?
Plums. Okay, want to say something?
Plum. Unite. What are we saying now? It's been 2 weeks and it was a fail. Those cucumbers, I don't know if the rocks were dirty or something got in there because it was full of mold.
We delayed. We kept pushing and pushing and pushing the day we would taste them because we were kind of freaked out by
It looks a bit nasty.
fermented pickles. And I think the mistake was the rock, even though we boiled it and disinfected it and all
washed it
that.
with soap, yeah.
I'm super down to try again. But all that to say, you won't see the result of the fermented pickles because I just threw them away. Anyways, thank you for watching and we'll see you next week as we make a table to host a group of 10 friends.
Yay!